evening and welcome to another video. Today is Saturday the 24th of September 2016, and in tonight's video I'm going to look ahead and preview day number 2 of the PDC Unibet Champions League of Darts. Now day 2 is the final day of this competition and we're going to see a double session of darts. The afternoon session starts at 1 PM and we'll see the last of the remaining group games. We're going to see 4 group games from both groups. And in the evening session, we're going to see the semi-finals and the finals. The format goes up from the group stage, it's the best of 19, to the semi-finals and finals, which will be played over the best of 21 leg format. So the groups currently look as follows. Group A, Phil Taylor currently sits top of the table with 4 points. Peter Wright currently sits in second place with 2 points. Michael van Gerwen currently sits in third place with 2 points, and Robert Thornton is bottom of the table with no points. Now Phil Taylor's already qualified for the semi-finals, and there'll be a shootout between Peter Wright and Michael van Gerwen to see who gets second place. So Robert Thornton's already out of this group. Even if he beats Phil Taylor, it won't be enough to qualify because one of the other players will win and they'll move on to 4 points. So with 2 people in this group with 4 points, and they will both qualify. So it'll be interesting to see who wins out of Peter Wright and Michael van Gerwen. They won't overtake Phil Taylor at the top of the group because Phil Taylor's leg difference will be too good for whoever, unless there's a real drubbing in that match between Peter Wright and Michael van Gerwen, and Robert Thornton turns the side on Phil Taylor and wins by a big margin. Group B, however, is a lot tighter. All 4 players can still qualify and all 4 players can still go out. Now the current group sits with Gary Anderson top of the group with 4 points and a +8 leg difference. James Wade currently sits in second place with 2 points and a +4 leg difference. And third place is Adrian with 2 points and a -5 leg difference. And bottom of the table is Michael Smith, who's got a 0 point with a -7 leg difference. So the matches that are going to take place to finish this group off are Gary Anderson versus Adrian Lewis. Now Gary Anderson needs 4 legs to guarantee his place in the semi-finals if James Wade wins. If James Wade doesn't win, however, Gary Anderson doesn't need to win this match because 2 players will have 4 points in this group. However, if Gary Anderson is to win and Michael Smith is to win by a greater margin than 6 legs, so if he's won by 10, 4 or more, then he will qualify if Gary Anderson wins. If Adrian Lewis wins over Gary Anderson, he'll have no chance of qualifying, but if Gary Anderson wins and Michael Smith wins by 10, 4 or greater, he can still qualify, so he's still got something to play for in his last group match. So going on to the afternoon session, we're going to see Gary Anderson take on Adrian Lewis. Now these two have played 6 times so far this year, and in the last 4 meetings, Gary Anderson has won 3 of those meetings. Adrian Lewis's win came in the Premier League, and Gary Anderson has won the Premier League and World Series since. So it's interesting to see what happens in this encounter. Gary Anderson won both of his matches on day 1, beating Michael Smith by 10 legs to 5 with a 96 average, and he backed up that win in the afternoon session by beating James Wade in the evening session by 10 legs to 7 with a 94 average. The evening performance was a very strange performance because James Wade blew hot and cold in this game. It was quite difficult for Gary Anderson to settle with someone being so inconsistent, but he done very well to get the job done in both matches, and especially in the afternoon session as well, playing his pupil and Michael Smith. It must be hard for him playing someone that he mentors, and to get a 10-5-1 was very impressive for Gary Anderson. And he takes on Adrian Lewis. Now Adrian Lewis had a mixed bag on day 1. He had 1 win and 1 loss. He lost 10-3 to James Wade with a 97 average. James Wade was outstanding in this match, and we'll talk about James Wade's performance later in this video. And he beat Michael Smith in the evening session by 10 legs to 8 with a 95 average. It was a very in-out performance. He just wasn't consistent in this match. 3 legs he'd be very good. The next 3 legs he'd be very average. It'll be interesting to see which Adrian Lewis turns up tomorrow afternoon. So what do I think is going to happen in this match? I think this match will be a very tight match, but I think Gary Anderson will win this match by 10 legs to 8. The next match sees James Wade take on Michael Smith. Now, these two have played 7 times previously, and James leads the head-to-head with 5 wins, and Michael Smith has won on 2 occasions. James, interestingly enough, has won the last 4 meets between these two. And it was a mixed bag for James Wade on day one. He had 1 win and 1 loss. He was excellent in the afternoon session, beating Adrian Lewis by 10 legs to 3 with 103 average. It was an outstanding performance, and the checkouts were very, very good. And then he lost 10-7 to Gary Anderson in the evening session with a 90 average. It was disappointing in large spells from James Wade this evening, but he still came up with a good checkout as well. A 164 checkout was a very, very good checkout by James Wade, but he just wasn't consistent enough in this match. Michael Smith, however, will be very, very disappointed with his day one performances. He lost twice on day one. He lost 10-5 to Gary Anderson with an 87 average, and he followed up with a 10-8 loss with Adrian Lewis with another 87 average. Michael Smith's a lot better than an 87 average. He has to show that in the second day in the afternoon session. He can average 95 to 100 easily, and he has to show that on the big stage in Cardiff live on the BBC. So what do I think is going to happen in this match? I think that Michael Smith will be dejected after today's performances, and I think James Wade will beat Michael Smith by 10 legs to 6. Moving on to the next match, the penultimate game sees Michael van Gerwen take on Peter Wright. The Michael van Gerwen's won the last 13 meetings between these two, and it keeps on going and going and going. Peter Wright just can't seem to find the formula just now to beat Michael van Gerwen again. It was an interesting day for the world number 1 Michael van Gerwen. In his first match, he beat Robert Thornton by 10 legs to 5 with a 97 average. This match was very, very close at the break at 5 legs all, and Robert Thornton could have easily been 7-3 up in this match, but after the interval, Michael van Gerwen stepped through the gears and won this match by 10 legs to 5. Now, Peter Wright, which darts has he got to use on day 2? I don't think he's got to use the same darts as he used on day 1 because he just didn't get going in either of his matches. He lost 10-5 to Phil Taylor with a 97 average, which on the face of it doesn't look too bad, but that was helped by Phil Taylor's very, very good performance. And he beat Robert Thornton by 10 legs to 6 with a 94 average. Again, he just didn't get going in that match. It was a very, very flat match. I know it was on after the Michael van Gerwen Phil Taylor match, but it was just a very, very flat match in general. I think he was disappointed with both of his performances on day 1, and they want to rectify that on day 2. And I think he'll go back to the darts that we'll see him play a little bit more with than any other darts. And I think with that, I think this will be a close game, but I think Michael van Gerwen will edge this match by 10 legs to 7 over Peter Wright. I think Michael van Gerwen will step up on day 2 and really show that he was burnt out a little bit in the evening session in day 1, and we'll see a 105 plus average and a very, very good performance by Michael van Gerwen as he won this match by 10 legs to 7. The next match, in the last match, sees Phil Taylor take on Robert Thornton. Now, Phil Taylor has 5 wins in a row against Robert Thornton, and Robert Thornton's last win over Phil Taylor came back in April 2014 in a Pro Tour event. Now, Phil Taylor had a very, very good day on day 1. He had 2 wins. He beat Peter Wright 10-5 with a 102 average, and he improved in the evening session, beating Michael van Gerwen with a 107 average by 10 legs to 5. The highlight of this match was a 167 checkout by Phil Taylor, the highest of day 1. So we move on to Robert Thornton, and Robert Thornton will be disappointed with his day 1 performances. He lost 2 matches on day 1. He lost 10-5 to Michael van Gerwen with a 91 average, and then he followed up in the evening session with a 10-6 loss to Peter Wright with a 90 average. Again, you'll be disappointed with both those averages. 91 and 90 averages aren't Robert Thornton's forte. He can average easily 100 when he's on his game. His scoring can be immense, but he just didn't show on day 1. So what do I think is going to happen between these two? I think that Phil Taylor will outclass Robert Thornton in this match, because I think Robert Thornton might be a little bit dejected, already being out the competition, and I think Phil Taylor will win this match by 10 legs to 6. So what do I think is going to happen in the evening session in the semi-finals? If they go the way I think they're going to go, then we'll see Phil Taylor top his group and take on James Wade. It'll be interesting to see which James Wade turns up in the semi-final. Is it going to be the one that took on Adrian Lewis on day one, or is it going to be the one that took on Gary Anderson? Be interested to see which happens, and if Phil Taylor is pushed by James Wade, will he miss crucial darts at doubles like we've seen the last couple of months from Phil Taylor? Once he gets pushed, he is missing those crucial one dart at double which he was hitting in previous years. The other semi-final will take place between Gary Anderson and Michael van Gerwen. I think it'll be a cracking match because both players were right up for this match. Both players like the tempo of the other player. And if Michael van Gerwen does what I think and steps up, I think Gary Anderson will step up as well. I think we'll see a very, very good match between these two. And I think Michael van Gerwen would just nick that match. So the final would be between Phil Taylor and Michael van Gerwen. And hopefully we'd have another good match like we've seen earlier on this evening. It could go either way this final, but I think that Michael van Gerwen would turn the tables on tonight's result, and I think Michael van Gerwen will go on and win the first PDC Unibet Champions League of Darts. So with that, that's the end of this video. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up on the video. If you want to leave any feedback on this video, you can do so via the comment section below or by my Twitter, which will also leave in the description below. And until tomorrow when I upload another video, I will see you then. Goodbye.